Yo.
Alright. What's up, Wolf? Welcome. Thank you for the work, man. I appreciate it. So, today...
You gotta turn that music down, bro. Turn that music down. Nobody could hear us.
I have no music going on. Anyway. So, Miss Ash.
There it goes.
That was actually the chain effect. Ash, how did you get started with streaming?
Well, I actually had never seen myself streaming. I always liked video games. I grew up on it. So I was kind of embarrassed about it because being a girl, it's not as accepted as you would like it to be. But yeah, I started dating somebody who really accepted me for that and encouraged me to start streaming. It was actually his idea. And we're no longer together, but I can thank him for that because probably never would have occurred to me. But the first day that I gave it a shot, I just fell in love with it. The ability to start a community, experience all these amazing games together. I mean, I feel like I'd be crazy not to,
I definitely know that, and I completely understand. Hey, what you're doing out there is great. The community that you have built is pretty good, and everybody's just sweet. I'm proud to see what you have done with your community, and I can't wait to see it grow even further.
Well, you've played a huge part in that. Trust me.
Now, Anna, how did you get into streaming?
I'm into it. I'm just starting.
Well, what do you stream?
I don't know. I'm just drawing at the moment, but I'm not doing a lot.
Well, where do you see it going?
I feel put on the spot.
Hey, it's A-okay.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Well, some advice is think of what you want to do. Say you want to build a community and everything. And figure out how you want to do that. Everything is a step forward. It's a jump and a leap. And that's really the best advice I can give you. Just see where it goes. AV.
And have patience.
Yeah, definitely patience is a major thing. AV, what about you? How'd you get into streaming, mate?
I actually just got into it because I found out my Xbox could do it. I never really had the capacity or the equipment to stream like that. I always watched people stream, but when I found out I could do it right from my Xbox, I didn't have a camera or nothing. It just said, hey, you need to create an account here on Mixer. So I was like, all right, I don't know what Mixer is, but I'll download the app on my Xbox. And, me and my buddy did it for a little while, maybe like a month. we started getting traction, and I was like, I'm gonna take off with this. So I joined a few Discords, which didn't turn out, to be too well, as you know. But then we ended up in Support Force, and now everything's going great. I'm over on D Live, just streaming just about anything really. I don't really have a set content. I play a little bit of everything. We'll do some weird stuff. We'll do some sports stuff. We do platformers. Yeah, there's no filter. Everything's just kind of going. And I started all because I found out my Xbox let me do it. So thanks, Xbox.
Xbox is great for that. That was
No motivation, man. Nobody said to me to do it. Nobody said, "Hey, you should stream." I just kind of went, "Hey, what is this? I should try to stream. Why not?" That was it.
definitely, yeah. I mean, finding out that the Xbox app, that was like a new feature, right? That's a newer feature, being able to stream from the Twitch app.
I'm not sure actually. Again, I only got an Xbox One last year. I always had an Xbox 360. Even before that, before I sold my PlayStation 2 and then I got an Xbox One later that week. Yeah, I was still playing PS2, dude, and laptop games. Then I got my PC build and I got all my stuff, and now I got a full rig going. But yeah, dude, fucking, I don't know if that was a feature that they added in or if it was always there, but it was new to me, and I used it. I used it, man.
Well, man, I'm glad that you used it because you're a great friend, and being able to meet you through Support Force and everything, and being able to stream together, that's been a fantastic thing. Now, here is the fun question for each and every one of you. Out of all y'all's video games, if you had to choose one to play for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Animal Crossing.
Wow.
Animal Crossing?
That was very
no
quick.
hesitation.
That's
Yeah.
a loaded question. Like I got like
that
my
was
brain,
quick.
Like, you guys, dude, like,
My
okay.
brain is racing, and she's
The
just
episode,
no.
the episode of SpongeBob where he's like, "We need a name, we need a name." We know all the little SpongeBobs are wearing visors and they're searching through the drawers. That's what my brain is doing right now, trying to. We need a game, we need a game. That's what my brain's doing. I can't give you an answer on it for the rest of my
Too
life,
many.
dude. Okay, we're going for the rest of my life. Just one game, Pac-Man. I'm picking Pac-Man.
What?
Ooh, why Pac-Man?
No.
Because Pac-Man is the game that got me into gaming to start with, bro. I was a kid. That's why my Discord server is called The Arcade. That's why it's all retro themed. That's why AVX Nation is an arcade theme. It's all blue and pink. We bring it back. My grandmother used to take me out to pizza, and there was an arcade in the same shopping center, and then there was a Wendy's over there, and like it was a whole big thing. So like we used to have a day out of it. Go to the arcade. She'd give me like $2. She's like, all right, you get 8 quarters. That's it. After that, we're leaving. She didn't think that I could use 1 quarter and be on Pac-Man for 3.5 hours.
I mean,
You know what I mean? She thought I was gonna go in, whack a few moles, shoot some hoops, cash out 20 tickets, grab a few Green Army men. Now I stayed on Pac-Man for 3.5 hours, got myself the big giant inflatable whale. You know what I mean? Like I stayed there. I got to get the big prize when I play.
oh yeah, you got to work hard. I mean,
Oh man, if you're in the arcade, there's only one thing you want. That's that big stuffed animal on the wall. It doesn't matter what animal it is. That's the one I want when I walk into an arcade.
definitely.
Well, at least you had an
Pink.
arcade. I had a bowling alley.
Good enough. They got arcade games at the bowling alley.
Heck yeah. Ash, what about you?
I don't know. For the rest of my life, I always loved World of Warcraft, and that was one of the only games I can ever think of that I literally could just play for days on end and just not even need to eat or sleep. So I don't know. Maybe that one before all of the newer expansions came out.
So original WoW, or are we talking like Warcraft?
I would say no. World of Warcraft. WoW, up until like Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, I used to play regular Warcraft. That shit was amazing.
I never
I
played
never
well.
played that one.
Just loot your gold and then build your barracks.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
like Clash.
fun.
It's like Clash of Clans, but Warcraft.
Sounds like
No,
fun.
World of Warcraft is crazy. They just have so much to do and so many classes.
It's so insane. I can't even.
It's
I don't even
addicting.
know. Like, even if I wanted to play, I get on and I just see like 3 million people floating around and got all this armor and it's magic. And I walk in and I'm like, "Hey, I have a backpack and a stick. Who wants to be my friend? Let's go on an adventure together." Dun, 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 quest music plays and yeah, it's a good time.
Sounds like really any MMO if you were being honest here.
And
Yeah,
you're
you walk in and
you-
everyone's all packed out, and I got a backpack and a stick. Let's go on a trip.
Yeah. For my game, if I had to choose any game to play for the rest of my life, I would probably be playing Diablo 2 for the rest of my life.
Ooh.
Diablo 2. So we talking like expansion, Lords of Destruction?
Yeah, Lords of the Destruction. I believe it
Wait,
was.
why is my Twitter page all of a sudden white? Shouldn't it be black? You changed the theme color of Twitter.
I don't know.
On your settings, bro.
Yeah, settings, I believe.
Always settings.
But no. Like, you got...
Wait, yeah, there it is.
You got all these big games. You got WoW, which has been going on for how many years now?
I started
12,
playing
13?
WoW when I was in 5th grade, so I would say like almost 20 years of WoW.
WoW's been out for 20 years, pretty much, give or take a few.
Pretty much.
Yeah, since I'm a kid, it's been a thing. At
It's
least.
still
that
such
was
a
the
great
vanilla
game.
time. Ugh, I don't want to talk
Like
about
I
it 'cause
said, I
can't
played
play.
Warcraft, so it was.
I've never
Good.
played it. I've only heard good things about it.
I would have to say Overwatch as well, because I play so much Overwatch. It's kind of sad. Probably up there, like with how often I would play WoW. So I don't know. Blizzard just makes good games. Doesn't Blizzard make Diablo?
Yes.
I believe they do.
Yes, they do.
It's a Blizzard party.
Where's the host button? Why can't I host my friends?
I know. I'm trying to host you too, bro. I can't find
Because
it.
Did they move the button?
It's if it's on Twitch, it's in the creator dashboard. It
What?
should be added somewhere on that.
Why can't I just host it from your page?
The creator dashboard? What is it?
Twitch has Twitch.
Can I just
All
type
right.
it in chat? I'm gonna type it into the chat. /host.
Like,
Yeah, right. Isn't that like a thing? /host.
I think if
Totally.
you have a
Does it work?
command set up for it, maybe.
If you're
But,
a
like-
mod, I think you can even type in the raid command.
Yeah, but like, speaking of Twitch, the amount of things that they have changed, like, I like how they added a mod viewer, where the mods have a different view of
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing than
I don't have
Normal.
permission to perform that action. They're
Yeah,
like, okay,
well, me too.
I have better TTV on my Chrome.
I'm just gonna
and-
type it into my chat, and then it should work. Right?
maybe.
Maybe. I have no
Technology.
idea how to use Twitch, guys, on the computer. I
I've been
stream
streaming for
straight
about
from
like
my
2 to
console.
3 years, and I still don't know how to use Twitch fully. They keep
No, there
changing
used
it.
to be a button here, but no. It's crazy how we all got off topic because we're all looking for the same button that just seems to not be there anymore.
Well, I mean, hey,
What do you mean? This is the topic now.
yeah, Twitch is the topic now.
Twitch is the topic. Okay,
Stream-
where did Twitch
Topic
move their host
shift.
button?
Streaming is the topic. All right, with Twitch, the amount of things that they have changed, like you now have the creator dashboard. You can now stream from mobile. You can stream
Oh,
from
I've been doing that for a while.
yeah. You read your chat off of your phone.
Yep.
The
Well,
amount of ways
I have
that
to.
you can access Twitch and the amount of add-ons that they have, like you have the raid, now that there's a raid train thing now that's going around where you
what?
raid one. Okay, raid train. It's where you raid one person, then they raid another, then they raid another, and it just keeps on going. It's so
Like instantaneously,
Yeah.
or like
instantaneously, like one after another, and it
Oh.
boosts people. Like, you know how you have channel points and all that.
yeah.
It boosts the channel points and stuff like that, which is interesting.
Oh, okay. What do you guys have set up for your channel points anyway?
I don't have channel
Done it.
points because I'm on D Live and they don't have channel points just yet. They're working
Um,
on it though.
Oh, right. Not everybody's on Twitch.
Yeah, my only extra is a game choice for that stream that day. But AV, tell us a bit about D Live.
D Live is interesting because it's a little bit. I like it because it's not the same as Mixer or Twitch, where they're centralized and it's basically a corporation. That's how it feels. D Live was built on the Lino blockchain, which is a more decentralized internet, basically. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Silicon Valley. But it's kind of similar to that whole concept of that show where everything is user controlled, and the currency that's created by the users then because it's a cryptocurrency based website, so like you spend a little bit of real money to get an item that is used online, and then that online item circulates in, and then as you stream you gain more, so it like creates money. It's hard to explain. Yeah, it's basically a stream service built by people for people, and to be less controlled by officials. That's the idea. It's
That's
a very great community. There's a lot of very international users on there, which is very cool. Um, a lot of European users, so you get a lot of, you know, uh, multi-language chat going on, and it's pretty cool. D Live is it's been great since I switched. I've only been there a month. I've got almost 100 followers. The community is great. The moderators are great. The administrators that run the D Live are great. I mean, they have their own Discord. It's just a fantastic community. Great place to be.
Man, I'm glad. Because I heard you were struggling over on Mixer for a bit. Or was it Twitch?
It was Mixer. The tech
Mixer.
support just kind of slacked off. Every time there was an issue, I'd email tech support, and they'd take like a month to get back to me. And I'm like, yo, I can't have this issue for a month. Like, you need to message me back like right now, you know. And they wouldn't, and it would start to get annoying, and just it would be the same people showing up in my streams, and there was no growth, and I didn't see anybody using Mixer to grow. It was everyone was there, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was growing there.
Yeah, because as I can see, Mixer and D Live are like the children of Twitch. But you have Mixer, which is the black
Mixer is
black
the
sheep.
Microsoft version of Twitch.
Yeah, Mixer is the Microsoft version of Twitch. It's the black cat of the family. And then you have
Or the android, so to speak.
yeah. Hey, androids are fun. And then you have D Live, which is the goody two shoes of the family.
Let me put it to you this way: if she used an Android reference, this is what it is. Twitch is the iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay, Mixer is an Android, and D Live's a BlackBerry. That's basically the equivalence there.
D Live's a
Do people
Nokia.
even use Blackberries anymore?
D Live would be the BlackBerry of the family.
Yeah.
If we were going with the phone metaphor, then we're going with the BlackBerry.
Blackberries were fun.
I loved my Blackberry.
I found my flip phone Blackberry where it had the where you'd flip it to the side and it had the keyboard on it.
Oh, that's the one I wanted.
The Sidekick?
Oh yeah.
And then you can like type,
I never
and
had a
then like the
Sidekick.
Apple phone, and then as soon as I got the Apple phone,
Oh, dude, the Sidekick was great. I had like
Oh,
two of
yeah.
them.
Oh, the good
You
old
see
days.
that they're coming out with a Razr that's a touchscreen.
Mm-hmm. And then Samsung has an actual flip.
I
Touchscreen
can still,
phone.
for the life of me, not find this
Mhm.
host button.
It is what it is.
I don't know, we're gonna make it happen.
I mean, it
I'm
is
still
what
looking.
it is. All right. Now, let's talk about this. Ash, for the
Yes.
future of gaming, with all these graphics, and now the meta is to have a battle royale in every single game, where do you see video games going?
Well, someone that does not particularly enjoy battle royales, I really hope not majorly in that direction. I actually really enjoy free world games, and I like shooters. So I would like to see some more interesting free world, maybe shooter combined. I do think that shooters are becoming more and more popular. I've seen a lot more girls, especially getting involved with those. And I think really cute little games as well, like Animal Crossing, The Sims, things like that. So I see,
There it goes.
you know, a couple different styles of gaming really growing a lot more rapidly in the future. I think that Animal Crossing really set the tone for a lot of games to get out there and kind of make a cute little world where you can escape what's going on in yours, you know? And I think that's kind of what everyone's looking for when they're playing a game at the end of the day, is to just escape into a whole different world for whatever reason that might be.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's honestly a good thought. Anna, what do you think?
great direction there. Yes. Okay, I like all those small games. Like I've grown up on it. I mean, I'm a big Nintendo girl. I've basically I've been more into the multiplayer aspect, but there's so many different, I don't know how to put it, because like there's if you're going into battle royale, which is a cool fun aspect of all it.
I think her internet just cut out. That happens a lot. That is sad. Well,
Interesting.
yep, while she tries to get her internet back, AV, tell me, what are your thoughts on where the future of gaming is going?
The future of gaming. Wow. Okay. Well, coming from me again, the guy that grew up playing Pac-Man, you could see that the future of gaming has already taken such a crazy turn, going from that to where we are now. What does the future hold? Well, with the new Xbox coming out, the future definitely seems to hold the same as it always does. Bigger games, better graphics, faster processors. I mean, really, what is the future of gaming? I mean, we already have augmented reality, we have virtual reality. We could basically submerge ourselves into the games already. Where else do you want to go is the question. I think that's the real question. It's not where are we going, it's where do we want to go.
I mean, where do we want to go? Because,
Think about it. We already have virtual reality. You are putting yourself into the game. You are the game now. Like that's what we wanted then, and that's what we have now. What else could you do? I mean, there's minds creating stuff as we speak. We think that there's no further limit. You can't push it anymore. You can't go anymore. And there's people right now working on making that very thing happen. And it's obviously not that easy. Otherwise, it would have happened already.
yeah.
So
Well, I can see it in the, like, far or near future becoming a Ready Player One style of VR.
hmm
But for that to happen, the media would have to calm down and stop blaming video games for violence.
I don't know. I think that they've already calmed down about that. When was the last time you saw that? You know,
I mean, it
3 hours
gets
ago.
on there from time to time.
it's always like a nice little plan B for them.
Yeah,
It's always like, oh yeah, little Marcus was walking down the street and was shot by a kid. That kid was playing Grand Theft Auto. We should ban Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? And you're all of a sudden you're on a local news station watching it, and you're like, yeah, hi, shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Really?
Marcus didn't play Grand Theft Auto, and even if he did, he was using a baseball bat to kill hookers. You know what I mean? If he was gonna commit a crime that he learned in a video game, he'd kill a hooker. He wouldn't. He would murder somebody.
I mean,
I'm just
really,
saying.
that's what we all did. in
Just
GTA
saying, that's the
5.
one thing you always did in Grand Theft Auto was you banged the hooker in the Cadillac on the side of the building, and then when she was done, you hit her with a baseball bat, poisoned her with spray paint, stole her money, and ran away. So
You can do that in GTA?
Yes,
you could do plenty of things in GTA.
It's GTA.
Bro, back in the San Andreas
Oh my
days, you would
God.
park on the side of this one building, and then the car would just shake, and all you would hear is, ooh. But then you could, like, rotate the camera and watch them, and they're just sitting there in the seat, not doing anything. Like,
Oh God.
yeah, but they're making sex noises, and then she gets out of the car, and she's like, "Thanks for a good time, honey," or "Sweetheart," or whatever. And then you get out the car and you hit her with a bat while she's down. You poison her with spray paint. And when she dies, you take her money, get back in your car, and drive away. It's a real good way to make money in San Andreas back in the day,
Oh yeah.
because hookers always had money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you kill pedestrians, but they might not have money.
You're not wrong about that.
True, you
Topic.
Not wrong.
gotta
Topic.
pick
got
your
to,
murders wisely.
yeah, we're talking about video games not making kids do violent things yet. That's all we did.
You're not really
Yeah.
violent these days.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's what we did in the video games. Like, say
Yeah, but I didn't go out in the real world and kill a hooker. You know what I mean? I'm still
No.
a job person with a job.
you get home from a very stressful day at work, you scream at little kids on Modern
And you
Warfare
virtually
2.
kill a hooker, yeah.
Yeah, that's how we did it back in the day.
Perfectly
Or
normal.
or you spent money on a hooker in real life who robbed you, so then you went in the game and robbed her back virtually. You were like, haha, take that.
It's never happened to me.
I don't know what kind of experiences you've had, AV, but I feel bad for you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, I've never been robbed by a hooker. I was just trying to be funny. I was just throwing some hooker references out there. I'm gonna be the only one here doing that?
I mean,
Probably.
it definitely does happen, you know, just because it didn't happen to you. I'm happy that didn't happen to you.
Yeah, same.
Hookers are not my thing, man.
But still, thank you, AV and Ash, for the host. I appreciate it. So,
Of course. Figured
Now.
it out.
definitely.
Right, I had to
AV.
do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah. Twitch has changed so much. It's like,
No,
how
I
do we
have
do
better
this again?
TTV. I should have just been able to click host this channel, but for some reason that button's not there, so I got to figure out what happened to it.
Ah, I see. So, AV, I know you're a cross-platform kind of guy.
Yeah.
Anna, I know you're a cross-platform. And Ash, you are solely console. My question is, for each and every one of you, where do you see consoles going?
I mean, I kind of just said that before. They're just getting bigger and faster. They really honestly, my Xbox hasn't changed since the Xbox, the original Xbox. It does exactly what it did then. Just now it's bigger and faster. It's still you put a disc in and it plays a game. Honestly, what's next? Like I said, if we had in 20 years nothing's changed. I mean, we're bound to get some type of crazy technology to change the revolution of the gaming industry is going to be turned upside down. It has to be. Just I can't explain to you how or why. You know?
Yeah. They're just releasing consoles with a little bit better graphics and processing speed. More storage.
And now games are just being remade every year. They're just remaking old games, and so instead of making new games, they're just making the old ones because they got it right the first time. They made the games good the first time, and then they're like, oh, let's just remake the good one.
And they ruin
Well,
it.
it's about making it better though, because better graphics. You want that game.
You
to be,
don't
like, better
though. That's like I
represented,
hate when
though.
they remake a movie. It's like, yo, here's a good movie that came out in like the 1970s. Let's make it better with HD graphics. And then they make the movie. It's like, oh, it was good, but you kind of fucking ruined the original now. Literally, what every game does. It's like you can't. Don't make it. Just go, oh, better graphics. No. Ocarina of Time is Ocarina of Time. I don't need HD graphics to play that game. You know why? Because it came out on the Nintendo 64, and that's the type of shit I want to see. I want to see shitty 64-bit graphics with a shitty camera system and fucking Navi up on my ass. Listen, that's what I want. I don't want none of that HD bullshit. Like, I love HD games. Don't get me wrong, but I hate when they remake shit. Don't try to make it better than it was. You got it right the first time. You know, leave it at that.
Like how they remade Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2.
So would you prefer that they just keep making more sequels, even though
Or they
they're
could just-
not that good, or you want them to just shut down and stop making?
Just stop making games, make different games. If they can't make a new game, they're just gonna keep remaking old ones and stop making games or make new games. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like
And when does the new creativity end though? Because I tend to remake the same art all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to let them recreate things, right? Because a lot of people were super excited that Modern Warfare is coming back because that was their favorite one, and everybody had moved past it, and the graphics weren't as good, and it needed a revamp. So in some situations, it is a really good thing because it brings back a game that really deserves to be played still, you know?
I would just prefer to play the original, you know, with the shitty graphics and all, because that's just how I feel about games.
Yeah.
Like if you give me Pac-Man
I
with
don't like
HD
shitty
graphics. You know what I mean? I
think
love
they'd rather have a
Pac-Man, but
reboot.
I walk
about
up to an
the
arcade
story.
machine. I don't want to see HD graphics. I want to see
Yep.
shitty little 8-bit dots on my screen.
And I mean, you have to think.
In situations like that, yeah, but like with Resident Evil and games that aren't from your childhood, I mean, what's the big deal? I would love to see Fable or Skyrim with some kick-ass graphics, I'll tell you that.
There's mods for it.
I can't use that many mods on console. You know that.
And that's my problem. How?
Wow.
Get a PC. Get a PC,
right?
man.
How aggressive.
Ouch. Is that
Well,
what
if you
this
look at
kind
the-
of thing?
Ash, you have a laptop. Skyrim doesn't take that much to
I have
run on a laptop.
I have a laptop from freaking like 1998.
Still, it can run Skyrim.
No. It's not.
I have an
gonna
old
work.
laptop too. I use it to play RuneScape.
Yes! RuneScape was
Oh,
the best.
RuneScape.
Yeah, they remade RuneScape, and you know what? I still play old school RuneScape. You know why
They
more
did.
people play old school RuneScape? Because that shit is fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
Just is.
And I mean,
Yeah, but it's not good as well.
it depends on the person.
What?
RuneScape is better than WoW, Or
I mean,
WoW
yeah,
is
some
better than
people just don't
RuneScape?
have good taste. It's fine.
RuneScape is better than what?
Wow.
No.
Says the person that
Wow.
plays Overwatch all the time.
Overwatch is great.
Eh,
Eh,
just
I
a
don't look
remake of
down
Call
on
of
people
Duty.
for their taste in games, but that's none of my business.
Nah. Each game,
Mm,
everybody has their own preference with game. Each game is actually fun. Let's be honest there.
yeah. Except for
But
RuneScape.
RuneScape is fun.
Listen, yo, you just chop down some trees, yo. You go to the Grand Exchange, make some money,
You just
get some
auto
armor, some
chop for
fishing
like
tools.
4 or 5 hours.
I thought he was talking about the plot of Animal Crossing.
Could have been that, basically, yeah. Yo, Animal Crossing's copied RuneScape.
RuneScape
Definitely.
and
How is the new
the
Animal
secret behind
Crossing
Animal
though?
Crossing.
How is Animal Crossing?
It's fun.
Wouldn't know.
Me neither.
It's fantastic. I've been spending.
Anna, do you sleep now that you have Animal Crossing?
Yes, in peace now.
You
She's
do?
like only in
Go to
peace.
work.
Yeah, when her boyfriend's not bugging her. But, alright. So, we all have our own stances on gaming. We all like our own tastes. Stories, whether it be old graphics, newer graphics, to each their own preference. Now, do you think that they honestly, with the creativity of our human brains, do you think it would be better for them to be creative or remake? Because my thought is companies aren't making brand new games, new storylines and everything because they don't know whether it would flop or not. So they remake games, example, Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, what is it, Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, and those games flop.
Okay, so I would rather them come up with some like expansion packs and ways to amp up the game a bit, rather than come up with like a sequel and whatnot. If you look at games that do that, they really have a lot more longevity to them. For example, World of Warcraft, Ark Survival, games that in The
Grand
Sims,
Theft Auto jumps
they
into that category as well.
that as well, yes. Games that do that, that's my favorite because you fall in love with the game and then the game doesn't die out if they, for example, Rockstar, they have Red Dead Redemption but they're still working on Grand Theft Auto. If they were to come out with a new Grand Theft Auto, they would kind of just stop working on the last one.
Next year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, instead of doing that so often, they just kept adding more and more to it because it was a really good game and it had the potential to last longer if they just added more content and things to do. So I much prefer that because at the end of the day, that people already love that game. You're not really taking a gamble on a whole new concept. Chances are it's going to be really accepted by the community because they already love the game originally. So I think that that's always the best route to go in. But, I do love new games and new concepts. So I wish that more companies would kind of just take the risk sometimes,
Yeah.
It can really be worth it.
What would you set as an example for a risk that they've taken and succeeded in?
Well, I don't know how recently Horizon Zero Dawn came out, but I would say that that was a definite win. A brand new concept, and it was just done really well, If you look at Destiny that came out, almost 10 years ago, that was brand new and very well accepted. Every game at some point was a brand new concept. So every game that we've been playing now, Overwatch, that, things like that, they all started somewhere. And obviously we all know games that have flopped. So I just think that you get what you put into it. Horizon Zero Dawn, the first example I gave, was a very in-depth game. They put a lot of work into it. Subnautica is another example. They put a lot into that, and it took years. And the next one coming out has been postponed a number of times because they're putting a lot of effort into it. So I think a lot of companies don't want to do all that work to make another brand new game because they can kind of, for lack of a better word, half-ass these sequels and remakes, and people will buy them because, for example, a Call of Duty, I don't know, if they were to come out with a game that was not as nice as Modern Warfare, people would probably still buy it because that was the new one, and they can kind of rest on their name and their brand.
Hmm.
Whereas if you come up with a whole new concept, you really have to give it your all in order for it to succeed. And companies, I think, don't really want to do that as much these days, unfortunately.
I think we're going to get to a point where companies keep doing that. They keep recycling the same ideas, and then at some point it gets to a point where people stop buying games because it's the same shit every year, and these companies don't create new games, and that's the fear. Not having new games. I love expansions, but you can only create it like while my expansions are coming out for these new games. For these games that we have, I would like new stuff to come out. Like I don't want just Call of Duty, Madden, the sports games, and like all the shit that comes out every single year. Like
Oh, the Madden, I
if
hear
that's all,
so
yeah,
much about Madden and
if
how
that's all
bad
we
it
have is
is.
just these titles that come out every year. After that, what else do we have? We don't have any exclusives. Like, I remember it was cool. It was fun to get up. You would take a nap. You go to your buddy's house, take a nap at like 5 o'clock. Wake up, have dinner, go to GameStop, and stay there all night outside the store for the midnight release. Kicking a soccer ball around. There used to be a stage with people. Like GameStop midnight releases used to be like the hot shit. And like now with games not even
I remember
being
that.
released in stores anymore, we already lost making new games. Now games that are coming out only downloadable. It's just I like having something in my hand. I physically own this. I don't own a key. Well, I mean I do,
I
but it's
don't
on my
know.
console. My console's hard drive owns it. Like all my games that I have, there's a few I downloaded, but I like picking up the disc, putting it in, and saying yes, this is my game. That's we're getting away from that, and that's kind of what I hate about console gaming, is we're getting away from the whole console gaming feel and making it feel more like just a one big internet. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that is where the world is going in general, though. We're not really having as many paper books. Bookstores are closing down, like,
Exactly. We're losing our nostalgia.
DVDs.
Like technology is making us lose
But, like,
nostalgia.
I don't know. It's kind of like the people that are really upset that we're moving towards wireless headphones. Like, yeah, I mean, it's weird when things
Wireless
start
technology
changing.
doesn't always work. There's
But
problems
at the
with it
same, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, why do we need all these wires if we
because
can
they always
avoid
work.
it? But we can get to a point where they will always work without wires because these kinds of headphones would never have worked with the technology that we had before. I just like, I do understand the nostalgia of the discs and everything, but at the end of the day, I have full confidence that I will not lose access to my games online because I have all of my information up to date. Whereas if I don't have a disc, I can't play it, and it's just not as convenient or practical to have things in a physical copy, because if that physical copy gets lost, then you're kind of shit out of luck. Whereas if it's kind of all online for you, well, I mean, it's just a bit more secure, I think.
That's exactly how it was back then. You lost that game. You lost the cartridge. Guess who wasn't playing Donkey Kong 64 that night with their buddy? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that
but
wasn't
Like an
fun.
option
now
where
it's
I can have both, because
now it's
then
like, oh yeah,
I do
hey,
like
you can just
options,
download
yeah.
it.
I do like to have options. I'm not saying to do away with everything else, but certainly I do understand why, there's a need to move forward and have like, more modern options as well. I think we should be able to choose.
It's like one of those things like with the mail. All right, like we have email. Do we still need the post office? Do we still need to have mail sent to our house? No, but
I
we
Ye-
still do it.
mean,
When it
Why?
comes to
I had to send my
checks,
sister her
yes.
Switch thing the other week. Like,
yeah, we definitely still need stuff in the mail. Not everything. Definitely not everything that we get, but
Okay, packages. Packages could come in the mail, obviously, because they need to get to your house somehow, right? But like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Do you really like? I mean, banks do it, like get rid of the paperless thing, and but like, there's still so much shit that just like coupons and shit. Can't you just email me? Like, if you're gonna spam me with coupons every single fucking day with the circulars, can you just email me them? Like, I'm gonna probably have a better chance of looking at my email than I do that fucking blue package sitting in my driveway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy spends fucking all morning from 4 to 6 driving around the neighborhood, tossing newspapers into people's driveways.
But I mean, that was a job for him at the time. So,
Taking over.
I
It's
mean,
sad to say that like most people's newspapers go unread, and
Yeah.
there's newspapers place shutting down all over the place. You know.
Not mine.
mean-
I got stacks of newspapers. My landlord loves the paper, and then I get the Sudoku. So
really? Oh man,
I got
loved the
stacks of
comics.
Sudoku right now.
The comics were always the best part about newspapers, to be honest.
Nah, they suck now, dude. I mean, like Dilbert is still there, and the Peanuts are still there, but the rest of them, like the newer ones, they're all pretty trashy now.
Because they don't have enough of a budget anymore.
They don't have
It's the paper.
they don't have funny old people. Like, dude, cartoons that were been written back in the day were written like fucking 100 years ago by old people who had funny like that thought shit was funny. Somebody thinks something's funny now, it's like, ah, look, somebody farted. Like that's a joke now. You know what I mean? Like you read something like Dilbert, he was saying snarky, smart ass things all the time, just like the Peanuts. You know what I mean? Now cartoons are all like, oh hey, what's up? Nothing. End of comic. Like that's it.
Honestly, yeah.
Because you don't want to offend anybody, so that's all you could say.
But there's paper mache, and you can use those for costumes.
You could turn all your old newspaper into paper mache.
I wonder how that would be.
Isn't paper mache just paper and glue, right? Like how do you?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you like
you put it on
you
stuff.
like wet it a little bit? Don't you like wet it a little bit and then glue
You
it?
like dip it in
I
glue and you
believe
like
so, yeah.
put it around stuff,
I mean, I
don't
use
know.
my-
or like a balloon, and then you pop the balloon, or something.
yeah. I mean, I use.
I did
all
a
my
expo
old-
where somebody did just that exact thing. They wrapped a bunch of balloons with paper and then they popped a big balloon on the inside.
Yeah, and then you have like a cast around.
Yeah,
it.
you have like a gluey, balloony skeleton on the inside.
No,
Yeah,
that
I
would
did
be
a
cool to
project
see.
in like middle school. We had like a balloon, and then we had to put like something on top of it, and then we put a paper mache, and it just like so you can build something, and then you can put the paper mache over it, and it makes it like really sturdy. And I think that you can like paint it, if I'm not mistaken.
I did dioramas in the shoebox. That was always my elementary school project.
I did a volcano.
Remember those?
I
Oh, dude,
never
everyone
did
did the volcano.
I
Everyone
never
did the
the
volcano.
I
Oh,
feel
I
like
did a
I missed
volcano.
out.
I was the only person to do a volcano in my year.
Oh no, my year, man, we had like 6 people do the volcano. Everyone had the same science projects 101 book that they got from the fucking library that year. So like, because when I was a
Yeah.
kid, the library was like the spot you had to go to get a book.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But so like everybody went there and picked up this one book, and it was the same book that everybody had, and they went on page like 45 or something. It was science projects with fire. The volcano is the first one. I did a few good ones though. I did one where I would put a white rose or tulips or some type of white flower into a vase of water, but I would put food coloring in the water to see if the roots in the flower would turn the white flower color, and it did. The blue and the red made it the worst, the most color, and then all the other colors did just a little bit. That one was my favorite.
Seriously, I never knew that could actually happen.
Right? You didn't know that
Yeah.
flowers could suck up color through their water, but they can, and it's interesting to see that you could do that.
I remember, what was it? My second year of junior high. Granted, I did, for my science fair project, I did the mixture of alcohol, of different types of alcohol. So I had my family make a B-52, which is Bailey's, Kahlua, and something else. Which all three stack on top of
Such
each
an
other.
amateur.
I'm
And
sorry.
something else.
I don't remember. It's been years, and I haven't had a B-52 in quite a while. So all three of them stacked on top of each other, and they
It's
did.
by the way, I have to correct. I have to stop.
Please.
It's Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier.
Thank you, thank you.
I
appreciate
He's
it,
gonna
Iggy.
go there. I'm like, you need that orange, bro. Like without the orange, that ain't no B-52. Bro, it's a layered shot, bro. That's what a B-52 is. That shit is nice.
It is, and that's why I did my science project on how it layered and everything.
The water and oil density principle. The
Yeah.
water, it's based on densities. That shit's cool.
Very cool.
How rainbow shots work, if you've ever done rainbow shots.
Haven't done shots in quite a while.
No, rainbow shots are cool. Look up Tipsy Bartender. You'll see the video. Everybody that when you hear rainbow shots, everybody knows that. But I've tried it a few times. It's really not that hard. Once
No.
you pour the blue curacao in, it's heavy, so it sinks to the bottom and changes the color as you pour.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
So it starts off red and slowly works its way up.
I'll have to look at that. Now,
It's cool.
talking about things that are big these days. Cosplay.
Are we?
You should really think about how you phrase questions, my friend.
Y'all are dirty. Anyway.
Y'all are asking fucked up questions.
Huge segue.
Yeah, huge
Cosplaying.
indeed.
Huge.
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 Let's talk about cosplaying and how that's becoming more and more popular by the day.
Pretending to be something else. I don't get it. I mean, I do, but like, I don't know. Cosplay's not my thing. I like it. I like to follow them on Instagram for obvious reasons, but like,
Mm-hmm.
that's about it.
Yeah.
But
Obvious.
it's so satisfying to see the character that you like look at become this thing.
It's also
Actual
satisfying
human.
to stare at ginormous tatas. I'm just gonna throw that out there because you're thinking it, and I'm just gonna say it. So fuck it,
We
I'll
all
throw it
know.
out there.
Yeah,
we all know. Cosplay is about boobs. That's what cosplay is about.
Hey,
No,
we
it's
all know you're
not.
on OnlyFans with a bunch of people. But no, like, there are people who cosplay professionally and that actually make amazing costumes.
I follow a few of them.
would
There's
love
one
to do
particularly
that.
that I like. It's what the fuck is her name? I don't remember her name.
What are you thinking?
Jessica Negri, I think it is.
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah, she's fun. She does some cool fucking shit on there.
Well, Yayahan made it into her official business. She actually makes stuff for Joann's now, like fabric and shit.
Really?
Mhm.
That's good. I mean, these people are making businesses and a lot of money, and it's really cool to see how it was looked down upon in the early 2000s, and now it's looked at like they're actual idols in 2020.
Now, in the early 2000s, it was weird to get dressed up because everyone thought you were just going to put on a stuffed animal costume and bang somebody. Because furries was a crazy big fad back in the day.
Furries is
fad?
still a big fad these days.
Bro, any guy who puts on a fucking stuffed animal costume to fuck another stuffed animal costume person, shit's fucking weird. I'm sorry. Like, listen, do whatever you want. Like, I don't want to put anybody down, but I am good. Like, look, I won't say anything to you, but I will judge you. I'm judging you. If I see you're that kind of person, I'll be honest with you. I'm fucking judging you because that shit's. I don't get it. I don't get how you could just fuck a stuffed animal. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. As I say that out loud, you guys not hear how preposterous it sounds?
I mean, it is preposterous, but to each their own, I guess.
Like,
Like,
my point exactly. Listen, do you? You wanna? You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna say I'm gonna judge you completely. But-
Hippie Dicky says no kink shame. Yeah, get some. No kink shame, bro. Just do your thing. That's right, Hippie Dicky, man. I listen. I'm not gonna tell you that you can't do anything. You can do whatever you want. But I'm judging the shit out of you, and I want you to know that. I'll tell you, hey, listen, bud. I think that your shit is weird. I hope that you have a good time doing it, but I think that you're fucking weird. Like, I'll say that. There's nothing wrong with that, because then you can look at me and go, that's cool. Thanks for the input. I'm gonna go fuck a stuffed animal now. Like, you shouldn't care. But, like, that's how it is.
Anyway, getting back
mean,
to
yeah.
cosplay.
Yeah, let's roll back. Let's roll back
a
a
bit.
little bit. I took this one.
I definitely think it's more of like a self-expression type thing. You get to pick something that is obviously a movie or a game, something that you're really passionate about, and then it translates into a whole different type of creativity. And I really like that, and I don't think that it should be sexualized really. Just because somebody looks really sexy in their outfit, that's really
We took that to a whole nother level. It's
Yeah.
human art. Listen.
No,
Arks
we're all
The Arks Army Podcast does not reflect the views of anything that I say. Just so we're all clear on that.
Yes,
It's
it
human
does not.
art. It's art with bodies. That's what it is.
Yes. And I honestly, like, if I had the money, because I think that cosplaying can get really costly if you're not
fuck yeah.
crafty
yeah.
enough. If
Yeah.
I
You've
had
seen
more
some
money,
of
I
those
would love to
extravagant
cosplay.
costumes? They're intense. Some of those fucking
They're
costumes.
crazy, the price
spent
tag
over-
on some of those outfits and the
Some of them
wigs
like are
alone.
functional. Some people make their costumes like fully functional.
Yeah, that
Were
would be
wings
such an
fully
amazing,
spread
fun
out?
hobby.
Like having like
Literally.
people that have like a jetpack, they make like functional jetpacks, and like they have characters like all those crazy anime characters that like they have the funky facial expressions. Like they paint like eyes on their eyes, so like when they close their eyes, it looks like like they're doing something crazy, like making that. I don't know what you call it, but like when it zooms in and then like the sound effect plays, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't know.
Maybe.
On like a cartoon or an anime, when like a character is getting intense or angry, like they scream and then like the screen zooms in on their face and it does like that little symbol and it makes that sound effect.
Yep, I know what you mean now.
People like that, they get intense. The way that they do it, it is pretty crazy. I just took it completely off topic.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny. I was the one who said let's not do that today, and I'm the one that did it. That's good.
But, I mean, we get to hear your thoughts on it. And that's what this is. It's just express yourself.
And my thoughts are all a joke, by the way, so let's not take what I say seriously, ever. Just so we're all clear.
His life is a joke, so let's just
Wow!
Mine too.
Oh, my God. Well, I guess, all right, cool. At least I have friends.
AV, all of our lives are jokes. You know that for a fucking fact.
Yeah, we're hosting a podcast for people to listen to. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
Wow.
Show.
Oh, so Wolf's Realm says naked paint wrestling. That's art, too.
It could be.
I didn't know that was a thing, but
If you do that on a white piece of paper.
if you just, oh my God, can you imagine? Just get like a giant ass piece of paper, like big piece of paper,
Yeah, like not a lot of
rolled
paint, right?
around in paint, and
Yeah,
just
like a
fucking
little
just
bit.
flopped around on the floor for an hour and a half, and got up and looked at it.
And just beat the shit out of each other real quick.
I'm gonna be honest, I would pay money to see that.
Or
Let's
like if
be
in a
honest
WWE
here.
they put like puddles of paint on the canvas, and every time somebody did a suplex, it would like splash, and it would get all over the place. And then at the end of the match, just take a picture of the canvas.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking awesome. I'd pay for that canvas.
Don't
like
people,
those people
do
that-
that for a living?
Like mud wrestlers. He says like
Yeah.
mud wrestlers. Sounds like fun to me.
You know, they fill up the balloons with paint and stuff, and they pin it to like the wall, and they like throw darts and stuff, and then it makes like a nice little painting. Have you ever seen that? It was in the
No, but
Princess
that
Diaries.
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
That does.
Right?
I could totally take my buddy's shotgun and just send up a bunch of balloons with paint and just start shooting them.
Yeah, you tape it to like a canvas and stuff, and you just throw darts at it and stuff, or maybe something a little less.
Because the canvas would not only have bullet holes in it and burn marks from the fire from the bullet holes.
The
but
fire.
then you
Wait,
also
wait,
have-
wait. Where is the fire?
No, if I had a shotgun and I shot a fucking material canvas, I'm pretty sure the canvas would burn a little bit.
Oh my god! Don't shoot a shotgun at a canvas, please.
Yeah, you shoot the balloons and then.
I'd
the
use
bullet
my
goes through the
incendiary
balloons.
rounds.
I was
Shit.
thinking something even smaller than darts. You know, like maybe
Like a BB gun?
Arrows?
tags.
Why not arrows?
No guns.
Archery? What the fuck are you gonna be? Can you paint with arrows? Are
how
you an
big are these
archer? Can you do
balloons?
that?
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
thinking.
Are you
She's thinking like
how
probably like
big
water
water
balloons.
balloons-
Yeah,
She's
she's
probably
probably
thinking
thinking of water
No,
balloons.
I'm talking about putting like a big ass balloon full of paint and just popping the shit
How
out
big
of it.
is
Yeah.
the canvas in your head? It, like, the whole wall?
like
I was thinking like a
32?
10 by 10 wall, like a big ass,
Yeah.
like a whole wall.
Well,
you know,
don't do it to your wall, because then like.
I already got holes in
your
my
face.
wall, whatever
She's
it is.
thinking too small. Oh, Wolf said flaming
No.
arrows. You can paint with flaming arrows.
Oh, that would be
God.
interesting. There's
You
probably
guys
a video
just
on
are
that.
dead.
Why do I want to watch a video of this now?
I'm going to
Yeah, can I
later.
see somebody shooting paint balloons? Like that's gotta go look up the slow mo guys. I bet you they have a video of that somewhere on their channel.
They
$10.
may.
They have to. The slow mo guys
There's
have to have
definitely
something
videos
like that.
of that. Just look up paint balloons. I'm sure. Oh, no, that's probably
Exploding
gonna be pranks.
arrows, Wolf?
No, paint balloons. You don't want to search paint balloons. You get some mean stuff.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I think if it's still the first balloon there was one. This dude just walks into a room and he smacks a guy in the face with a fucking balloon filled with white paint. He's just like pop right. He's all in his mouth and just he's like, ah. He goes,
That
"Oh,
would
it's
be
water paint,
fun.
bro. It'll wash out." He goes, "Dude, what the fuck? It's water paint. It'll wash out, bro. Don't worry about it."
Oh, he's gonna be pissing white.
Oh my god, he's probably swallowed half of that paint. He's gonna die.
Hey, at least I
Thank
ain't a
God
quitter.
there was no lead in there.
Sure.
Allegedly.
I should fill up
We
beer
never know.
bottles with paint and then shoot the beer bottles.
Or just throw them.
Oh my god,
that'd
yeah,
be
you can
fun.
throw them. Oh wait, you can stick a rag in the end and then you could light it on fire and then throw it because you got to get some burn marks on the canvas.
Hey,
It would look cool.
Molotov!
I'm sure YouTube has it somewhere. Of course, Hippie Dicky. I believe one of these two ladies is probably searching it right now.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Thanks, Wolf, for the
Searching
host.
what?
If you think
Paint
about
balloons?
it,
Is nobody searching paint balloons?
all right, I'll search
Oh, I
it.
thought you already had because you had a story ready. I was like, wow, this guy just is like
Oh.
Google.
Let's see. Slow mo guy.
He just knows about all of the searches.
Balloons.
Well, if you think about it, it's probably on the internet somewhere.
There is. They have giant balloons on a pendulum and filled with paint. And
Pendulum?
Yeah, pendulum.
There's artwork on a pendulum.
I mean, okay, let's talk about that for a quick second. On TikTok, people are doing that, posting it to eBay for like $250 and making
Doing what?
thousands. Just painting random stuff on a canvas that make no sense and making
Really?
thousands off of it. Yeah.
No way.
Yes way. Look
Why
it up
wasn't
on
I
TikTok.
told about this?
You never asked?
I just gotta ask the right questions.
Yes, you do. Thank you, Wolf, for the 10 bits. I appreciate it, my guy.
For the biddies, Wolf's Realm, we appreciate you, brother.
Hell yeah.
That's my best wolf right
I'm
now.
not
That's a
doing
pretty
that.
good wolf.
And then my dog just stands up and looks at me. But no. Alright. Painting?
Oh my god.
What?
Just, I'm gonna post this video in the chat. You guys could just skip through it.
We'll look at it later.
Gonna be a nice little gem for later.
You gotta skip to 448.
448? Alright, we'll look at it in a bit.
All right, so people getting smacked with paint balloons. Fun
Oh
stuff.
yeah, but
Oh,
yeah, it's real
boy, that
good.
looks
It's
so
real good.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't want to see somebody get smacked hardcore with a paint balloon?
This guy goes, it's like Nickelodeon slime in here.
Oh,
It-
I remember those days.
Oh, I used to love the Kids' Choice Awards just so I could see my favorite celebrities get
Wolf
covered in
Realm,
slime.
is that the emote that I made for you? That's what it looks like. It looks like the emote
That's
I
a
made for
nice emote. Let's be honest, that's a two-tier sub emote. I like
you. Is that the Howl at the Moon emote that I made for you? It totally looks like it.
Yep, yes sir, that's his. That's the one you made.
Mm.
Now,
So,
yes, sorry.
what other topics do you have on your list?
Well, we're about to get there.
Because we're rambling.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Now that we're about at the halfway point, let's talk about where we come from, our streaming. Who we are in our stream.
okay. I thought
Floy.
this was about to get religious. Where we come from in our streaming, do you mean like our location in the world?
I mean, if you'd like to say where you are in the world, you can.
Oh.
I just want to clarify with the question 'cause I'm not
I'm
sure.
talking about like our mindsets, how we
Oh.
grow and all that. Exactly.
Okay.
But first, before we do that, I'd like to give the mic over to AV because he has a special announcement to make.
A
AV?
special announcement about a group that you guys should hear about. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it before. If you don't already know, you guys are going to know now. The first ever cross-platform support community for multi-platform support. It's called Support Force, and you can join now by going to discord.gg/support force or supportforce.ca. Go there now, click on the join button, okay? It's going to take you to the server. It's called Support Force. It's the greatest thing on the planet, and you're going to get true multi-platform support on Mixer, Twitch, DLive, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Clutch, and the list goes on. So whatever kind of content you create, we are going to support you. Whatever platform you make that content on, we are going to be there. We are going to show you all the love in the world because that is what Support Force is about. We actually come through on the promises that we make. Support Force is the one and only place to be. It's the first ever Discord. It's one of a kind for cross-platform support. Go to supportforce.ca and join now. It's in the chat. Thank you, Wolf's Realm, for that. Go ahead, join now. You guys see it. If you don't click that button, I will know, and it'll hurt my feelings. And do you really want to hurt my feelings? I don't think you want to do that. So go ahead, click that button. Back on over to Arks Rhyme.
Thank you.
Arks Army Podcast, hour number 2.
Thank you, AV. I appreciate that so much. Also,
That wasn't rehearsed or anything, by the way, guys. All top of the head.
Yep. Also, I'd love to give a shout out to AVX Nation, Ash Casham, and Anime 786. Is it 789? Anime 789 on Twitch. Ash Casham on Twitch. and AVX Nation on D Live. Go check them out. They're wonderful people here, and I love each and every one of them. They're great friends. Now,
I'm
as
guessing
we
you didn't get
continue-
the text graphics to load in.
No, because we started a little bit late.
It's all right. Yeah,
Sadly.
we got a little late start on it. We'll
We
get
got
it
a little
next week.
late start.
We get it next week.
I mean, hey, it's.
I
what
have
it
an
is.
animation for next week. I just sent you text because I didn't have time, but I have the animation ready to go.
Awesome. We'll get that set up.
Aw.
Anyway, let's talk about streaming and mindsets of streaming, the personal growth, how to grow, the way tips help the streamers, and all topics relating to streaming. And Ash, since this is a topic that you wanted to talk about the most, I will hand it off to you to start.
I mean, personal growth in general, yeah, that was something I wanted to talk about. I mean, I'm no expert when it comes to growing on Twitch. I mean, I definitely think that I've grown quickly, and I'm very thankful for that. I've just always focused on what it was that could keep me moving forward and growing. And some of the things that I have learned along the way, I'm having a little bit of issues with consistency at the moment, but that was something that showed me great success early on, was establishing a set schedule and really following closely with that. That really, really helps. I also think that it's really important to network with other streamers and do it genuinely, don't do it just because you want to have other people host you and raid you. Genuinely build friendships and relationships with other streamers. I don't meet a lot of people in my daily life that I can relate to when it comes to the streaming world and everything that comes along with it. So I find a nice camaraderie when it comes to other streamers, talking with them about things, and building genuine relationships with them can only help you. You can learn a lot about little things to help improve your stream. You can meet new friends over in there that will support you as well. And you do get raids and hosts. And I find that when you really show support to other people that you would love to receive back, not because you're doing it with an alternative motive, but just because that's who you are as a person, that's the best way to grow, is just really to want to make people happy, to want them to succeed and want the best for people and genuinely care about people. That's just my best advice that I can give to any streamer. Is you really have to be genuine. I do see big streamers that to me seem a little bit fake. Obviously we don't know them. But at the end of the day, I do think everyone's true colors show eventually. So just be a genuine person, put in the effort, stay consistent, and just build relationships with other people who are doing the same thing as you. And that's my biggest advice that I would be able to give. And have fun.
Great advice right there. AV, do you have any advice?
She pretty much nailed it. Like, if you're going into somebody else's stream, a lot of the times I'll go in there and I'll chat, and right there and then is when you know if this is a spot for you. Just don't feel forced to be in a spot. You know what I mean? A lot of people sometimes, like, they'll come into your stream, and then you'll start talking to them, and then they almost feel forced to kind of stick around. You could just leave and go to another channel. So, like, being genuine really is the most important thing, and building those friendships. Because, like, I've been in chats with people where it was I opened the page by accident, or I clicked on somebody's name, and it took me to another page, and then all of a sudden I'm in the chat for 3.5 hours talking to everybody.
Exactly.
So those relationships really are, you really got to make them, and they really have to be genuine. They just kind of happen. I don't go out of my way to look for. I'm not going, hey, let me make a new friend on Twitch today. It just is like, oh, I'm watching this game. Oh, this guy's pretty cool. Let me see what's up.
Yeah.
And be like just doing that is the most important thing to streaming, really. And also, one thing too is for some advice is pay attention to your chat, because I so need to get better at looking at my chat when I'm playing some games. Because I'm the entertainer. I'm not, you know what I mean. But if I'm not talking to my chat, they get bored real quick. And that's one thing I need to focus on there, is making sure I look at your chat. Always do that.
Yeah, really important.
Yeah.
That
Because,
makes sense.
like, example for AV, when you were playing Portal, hardcore focused. For any streamer, sometimes we just get really focused into gaming and don't realize when chat is flowing or not. right?
That's one reason having a moderator in chat is good, a really good moderator too, because you could
Yeah.
be in your conversation with your moderator in the headset. He could tell you, hey, this is happening in your chat.
Yeah. And then, say if you don't have a moderator, or if you have a setup, keep a way to look at the chat close by and in your peripheral vision so you can see, hey, I'm getting behind on chat. I need to take a second, pause, catch up with chat, talk to them for a second, and then continue with the game.
True.
But I mean, hey,
Yeah, I always find when I'm watching a stream that if my comment goes unnoticed, it doesn't make me feel very welcome. And we're not watching a movie, we're not watching a YouTube video. You know, we're all there because we kind of want a bit more of a community feel. So I think that the most important thing that you can do above everything is just make a habit of watching your chat. And I don't like to miss a single comment. I mean, you know, that may be a small streamer mindset, but I think it's really important to make people feel important while they're there, because that really, firstly, is a really nice thing to do for people, but also that just really keeps them coming back as well, because people like to feel like that.
exactly. And I guess that's why your community is so great with one another, is because you are really interactive with your group and everyone within there. They're all really great people. And
Yeah, thank you. I like to think I have a nice community full of really amazing, genuine people, and that's exactly what I would have wanted.
for people who are starting streaming or very small, the best advice that we small streamers can give you is build a community. It's all about the community and the relationships with your viewers, because those if you don't have a relationship with your viewers, then you have nothing. It's if you're into streaming for money, you're doing the wrong thing.
Oh,
You should
absolutely.
definitely not be streaming if you're in it for the money.
I
You
mean, if you
need
look at YouTube comparative to streaming as well, I mean, that's literally what it has turned into. And what I have a question, like, how? Sorry,
No, go ahead.
to a different topic, but like, how does that change from having an actual core community in Twitch?
As
Different.
opposed to
I don't know
YouTube.
how to. Yeah.
So I just think that the communities on Twitch are more interactive with each other. On YouTube, I don't, I haven't experienced live streaming on YouTube really. But when it comes to videos versus the live streaming, I just think that really when you're watching a video, the most you can communicate to each other is like in the comments. But in the chat and Twitch, you really interact with each other in live time. You can have a conversation with people in one chat room. And, you know, we have the Discord, you have Twitter. I just think that everybody kind of comes together as more of a family on Twitch. Whereas YouTube, I'm guessing even with the streaming, it's not as much of that kind of culture there, you know?
Yeah. Uh, with I've been in a few live streams. It's kind of like Twitch. Some YouTubers have Discords where when they're offline, people can meet with each other in Discords and then talk before streams, after streams, and all that. It's if you my advice, my thoughts are if you have a community but you don't have a place for your community to chat, because on talking an offline chat, not everybody's going to do that on Twitch, D Live, Mixer, talking in the comics section, not everybody is going to do have full-headed conversations. So having a place where people can come together and talk consecutively all the time, I believe, is the best choice to make.
100%.
Yeah. And for those people that come in making content, say back to the topic of people coming in making content just for money, it's ridiculous. Because how would we think of it? I would have to compare, if I have to compare streamers and content creators to people that just are in it for the money. All those people that have premium Snapchats, OnlyFans, Koi fees, and non SFW Patreons, you know?
Yeah.
It's full on ridiculous. But say not how would you put it for the money sector of streaming? Ash?
I find that I make more money when I am not thinking about the money at all. And really, it's not. And when I say I make more money, it's not livable money by any means. And you really have to do this because you love it. If you ever want to make money, so really, like, it's exactly what you said. You can never go into it with the mindset that you want to make money, because if you start thinking about it, it's going to have an adverse effect on what you're trying to do. The people who make money on Twitch or in streaming in general, are just the people that want to create a good experience and a good vibe and a good family. And eventually, if you look at the partners and the people who are successful, the money will eventually come. But really, you have to have a love for what you do and be consistent and work really hard towards something that isn't money. So it's really for like the people that end up making money aren't the people that are out for it, is basically what I'm trying to say in a really roundabout way.
I have to 100% agree with you on that. Anna, what are your thoughts on streamers and content creators that are only in it for the money?
It's hard because you're basically telling them that what they're fighting for could be their dream, and you don't know that. But if they're forcibly doing it for money, it's a completely different story. Because it's because you're just not gonna want to do it in the long run, and it's basically having a 40-hour job that you're kind of just stuck in.
And why do it at
Yeah.
that point?
Honestly, yeah. AV, what are your thoughts on it?
Ask the question again.
What are your thoughts on content creators only being in it for the money?
It's tough because like everybody wants to make money, okay? Like we all want to make money, and sometimes there's weeks that we do, where you hit your cash out limit and you're like, hey, $50, this is great. But that $50 is in months of streaming. You did it once a week, you know what I mean? And that's not going to pay your bills. It's nice to know that there's an option to make, there's a financial option there. But until you grow an audience and build your community and get to know your community and really just network, the money, it shouldn't be about the money. You know what I mean? It should truly be about the content that you create and just the fact that you love to create that content and you're doing it because you love to do it, not because you want to make $1.
Exactly, man.
The money becomes a reward for making this content as good and as hard as you worked for making the content that good. The money's like hey, here you go. To go out of your way to fight just to work to do it for the money is kind of like, it just doesn't feel genuine. And that's how some of the big streamers are.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah, that's very much true. But how do you think for small streamers and everything, small tips, how do you think that helps them?
Oh, every tip helps. Every bit counts.
Immensely.
Absolutely.
It adds up.
Yeah.
We have a limit where on Twitch, we don't get paid out unless we hit $100 by the first of the month. And if you don't hit it by the first of the month, you could hit it on the second, and you have to wait a whole month to get that payout.
Yep.
So, bits
You
help.
the same way, but with $55.
Yeah. So everybody has their limit. The little tips add up very quickly, even if it's only $2 to $5 in bits or a sub. It only takes like probably 20 of those in a whole month. So even just 1 or 2 per stream, that it really can help sustain you to have, even if it's not a livable income, $100 a month can add up, and you can invest that in your stream. And I mean, at the end of the day, you basically have to put in a lot of work without getting paid. It all pays off way down the line. So I guess that's not what people are expecting when they start streaming, is that They think that they're going to start playing video games, they're going to start getting paid for it, but it's a lot of work, and it's not work that pays off right away. It pays off in other ways, you know, like fulfillment and relationships and things like that.
Yeah. Like,
Stuff that money can't buy.
Exactly.
the relationships with your viewers. Money can't buy that.
Look at where me and Arks are right now. I helped him do this. And this was all over support force.
He's pissed me off about that. I wanted to pay him for that. But no, like, same, talking about that and getting paid once a month, putting the money back into your streaming setup. You can do it as giveaways. Once you hit certain goals, get pre-planned for those giveaways and all that. And
And if you do
That's
giveaways,
exactly
you
what
should,
I use the money I make for. If I make $55, I make sure that I use $55 to do a giveaway.
and you should do it like, I don't think that giveaways really pay off when you have a giveaway that's like, oh, follow me, and then you gain a bunch of followers, and then it ends up most likely going to somebody who isn't a part of your community at all, and then they all follow you. When it comes to giveaways, I think you really should just do it genuinely for the people who have already been showing you the support the whole time, and then people will really love you and stick by your side even more for that, you know?
Yeah.
That's my advice with giveaways.
That's why most people do sub giveaways. You know?
Yeah, I think anything here, I don't know, because
'Cause you
people
have to
seem to be
spend
so
money to get
comfortable
it.
doing stuff with just strictly subs. But
Yeah.
when I do anything with strictly subs, I feel like I'm putting it out there that I really want money.
Yeah.
And that just makes me uncomfortable in a way. Like, I don't know if it's perceived that way, but as a streamer, I personally try to stay away from anything that tries to imply that, like, I want money, you know, because I just don't think that that's a good look. How do you guys feel about that?
I just don't think that that's a good look.
Do sub
How do you guys
things?
feel about?
I feel like it's because if you sub, it means you truly support that artist or that content creator,
Yeah.
whether it's about the money
True.
or not. So for them to do sub only, it's like, hey, listen, you support me so much that this is truly the way I show you, and how much in return I care about you guys for putting in that time and that effort, and in that financials. Here's what I'm gonna do for you guys.
Like fun extras for the people
kinda
that
like a
do
bonus
extra
the
for
people
you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bonus for the
Yeah.
people that do hard supporting for you. But then at the same time, I understand your point of view on it.
No, that's a really refreshing take because I hadn't been thinking of it like that. So yeah, as long as it's not like something that you wouldn't normally do with like regular people and you're restricting it to subs. If it's like bonus extra things, it does.
Or like even
I
if it
think
was
makes
like we
sense.
were doing on our D Live manager's 24-hour stream the other day. He was doing every 2 hours a gift. So it'd be on the even hours there'd be an XP giveaway. That XP giveaway was only open to members of our server. So you could only get the XP in the server if you were in the server. So anyone who joined that wasn't part of the server didn't get it. But then the other hour he would open up a chest for Lino, so everybody would get a certain amount of money. Lino lemons are basically bits on D Live. So he would open up the chest and it would distribute out the lemons, however many were in the chest. So if I donated 100, he was putting 50 in the chest. So at the end of the hour or the 2 hours, however many was in the chest, would get evenly distributed amongst 4 or 5 different people.
Okay.
And then every other hour, he was doing an XP giveaway for only the Subforce members. So it was kind of like members only, and then for everybody. So you could do stuff like that as well. And it works out.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Honestly, yeah. Doing your own thing, it's coming to figuring out what you want to do for your community. And for those people who have been there for not just a very short time, but but those who have been there for a hot minute and been there to support you with everything you're doing, say from your first stream to your short streams to your month or longer breaks to those times that you just want to vent to your community and speak your mind and your heart, those who help and support you on that. Just figuring out a way to give back to those who have been giving to you, I think is a wonderful thing, but there are those who take it too much for granted. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where I was coming from. I just think you don't have to be a sub to show your support. And I think kind of feel for the people that can't necessarily afford to sub to all the streamers that they love, but they do show up and things like that. And I don't know. I do think a lot of people take those people for granted, because a majority of my family and my community is people who don't necessarily sub to everybody or sub every single month, but they sub when they can and they show their support immensely in other ways. And I think it would be really silly to take those people for granted, because at the end of the day, they will help you get to where you want to go in so many other ways. And yeah, I mean, you should just really appreciate them, because it's a blessing to have people that show their support really in any way, I think.
Perfect. Couldn't have said that better myself. Now, from people who are in it to money to those who how the money helps the small streamers, to those streamers that give back to the communities, or those that take it for granted. Taking responsibility for things that you have done during stream or after stream or on any platform. Taking responsibility for your actions that have hurt somebody else. What are your thoughts on those who don't take responsibility for their actions? AV, how about you start us this time?
All right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I missed the question because I was looking at the Gen Chat on the support force, and I just want to give a shout out to Taurus, who finally reached level 50 and has ranked up to epic rank. So,
hell yeah,
Taurus, congratulations. We all love you. I'm sorry. Can you ask the question again?
What are your thoughts on those on any platform who do not take responsibility for the things that they have done to hurt others?
So if you didn't take responsibility, I think you should always take responsibility. There's plenty of times that I'll watch my streams back. I'm like, wow, I really just said that, and it's kind of sucky. So yeah, no, definitely take responsibility for the stuff that you say. You don't want to be offending anybody or hurting somebody's feelings. Yeah. Me of all people this is probably the worst question to ask me. So
yeah, you don't care about anybody's feelings.
I mean, I care about some,
but not all. I mean,
no, but in all seriousness, don't tell somebody to go fuck themselves live on stream unless they deserve it.
Really though. I mean, I do have a story in regards to this. When I first started streaming, had a good amount of success, really, for early on, more than I'd ever expected, and obviously I'm very grateful for that. However, I blindly raided this one streamer, and my console does this weird thing where I raid somebody, and it doesn't end my stream, and it has my mic feedback for a little bit longer than I would like sometimes. And I guess that I was talking about, I was not being very nice, basically, in a couple of things that I said. I guess, because I was trying to make myself feel better in comparison, I guess. And obviously, after all this happened, I had a very harsh look at myself because it really hurt her feelings. Some streamers go back after you raid them, especially blindly, just to figure out why it is that you raided them. And one of her mods actually didn't message me privately, waited until I went live the next day to come into my chat and let me know that she had heard me, and in front of probably 20 to 30 people in my community, blow up my spot and really put me in my place, basically, about how I was being. And I had to really, because I was live at that moment, I had to make a split-second decision. Luckily, I'm the type of person who always takes responsibility for my actions, because I think that's one of the most important things that you can do in life, if you ever want to grow and, have things turn out differently in the future in a bad situation. So I had to take responsibility on camera. Basically, and that person actually ended up, because I didn't have bad intentions, they, gifted me a bunch of subs and apologized very extensively. But I think that if I had taken things the wrong way, I would have lost every single person in that chat that day. I think every time that something happens to you, you have a responsibility to to grow and take responsibility for your own actions. Otherwise, people will notice that you are kind of always placing the blame on others, and that kind of makes you a snake, you know? Sorry, that was a really long tangent. But yeah, that was my story about how I almost lost a lot of my community, because I had really, really bad a little moment. But yeah, I handled it well, I think.
I believe I was there for that.
Were you?
I believe so.
Yeah,
don't
it was a
remember.
really bad moment. I had to take a step away from stream and collect myself. But that was a really pivotal moment for me in streaming and in life, actually, because I, at that moment, realized that I occasionally, you know, not all the time, because I do think at that time I was a genuine person still, but I, like everybody else, have insecurities. And in my times of insecurity, I would, in my head, kind of bring other people down, and it would make me feel better, but not really. But I thought that it was, and it wasn't a healthy thing to be doing. And at that moment, I realized that that was a huge thing that I needed to work on, and I did. So, you know, it's at the end of the day, taking responsibility for your actions not only reflects well on yourself, but it helps you be a better person, and it helps the same thing not happen to you over and over again. You know, so taking responsibility just helps you take control of your life, in my opinion. And your stream.
Definitely. Anna, what are your thoughts on it?
Definitely, yeah. Everybody hit it right on the nail with this one. I mean,
We'll be honest, Ash has hit all these points perfectly.
Really, I just feel like I was talking too much.
I mean,
I like the tangent.
hey, going on tangents gives it a little bit more detail, you know?
It does,
Not
yeah.
good. It's good. Bring out all the detail, filling the time. Good stuff.
Definitely. Because when you
Just
have
like to give a little background to my thought process, that's all.
oh yeah. Because when you have a longer time, you got to fill up that time. You know?
Yeah.
So speaking more always works out.
Yeah, exactly. Thought that was the goal.
Now, when it comes to being a streamer and finding yourself and what is good for you, what are some ways, examples, and tips that you can give those who are looking to stream or just create any content? Ash?
Oh. Thought I would let someone else speak a little bit. I think that the most important thing, I think if you want to start streaming, you really should at least have an idea of who you are and what it is that you want to accomplish. Going into streaming, I knew that I wanted to focus on mental health, and really create a space for people that kind of felt a little bit left out growing up, don't always feel like they have somewhere where they belong. And in those dark moments, really have a place to escape and just have fun and feel accepted by a family, a community. And I knew that that's what I wanted going into it. And the way that I found that out is that I got to know myself and who I'm not. The best way I can advise people to get to know yourself is figure out what it is that you don't want to be, who you don't want to be, what you don't like about people. And that, in doing that, it can help you figure out like who you are and who you do want to be. And in finding yourself, especially with streaming, just figure out who it is that you want to be. What do you want to be portrayed as? What kind of community do you want? What kind of games do you want? What kind of interaction do you want going on in your chat? And just work towards that. You don't have to be everything that you want to be right now. Just get your direction down and kind of start working towards that, I think.
Honestly, I have to agree with that. And to finding yourself and what you want to create, I believe that some people give up a little too early down the road. I believe that they see how long the path is, and then they just don't want to fully follow through with it.
Guilty as charged.
Very true.
I mean, I've done that. I believe all of us have, right? All of us have seen the path and given up once or twice.
We've all given up.
Oh,
at least
I give
once.
up a lot. I give
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But there's this little voice that says, I would miss streaming if I really actually did quit. And I can't quit for that long. There's something about it, and there's a reason that we all love it, right? Keeps us coming back.
There's something about it that keeps you coming back. Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think it is, AV, that keeps us coming back to streaming?
It's the sense of community. We talked about it. We touched upon it a little bit earlier on. Is you have somebody coming into your chat every single day or every single week or whatever is your schedule. You don't know this person through a hole in the wall, but you feel like you know this person better than some of the people you hang out with in real life because this person communicates with you on such a deep and emotional level every single day, whereas your buddies are like, ha ha ha, look, here's a fart joke and a meme I found on Facebook. You know what I mean? And then this person's coming into your chat and you're just going in like all the time, just talking to the same people, and you just build up a community and you build up friendships with people you wouldn't have otherwise had the chance to meet.
It's amazing.
It really is. Feeling that.
Yeah, that's probably the one feeling that brings it back.
Honestly, I would that and pure boredom. Like, let's talk about it. During this coronavirus, for those that, for like me and Ash, we've lost our jobs due to this.
Oh, dude, I've been on quarantine, no work for like a month already now.
Yeah,
I'm going on a month.
I've been on about a month now. And it's just, we don't know what we're going to do with all this time on our hands.
Oh, I'm the opposite.
Well, aren't you just essential over there?
Well, you know what? Working at a pawn shop is very essential, especially in this time of crisis. If you need help, please go to your local pawn shop.
Yeah, for the most
When
part.
people aren't working, they're pawning everything they got so they can eat, the poor thing.
Yeah.
But it's so bad. It can get bad really quickly if we're not on top of our shit. Luckily, we are. I'm not going to drop any names, but it's stressful.
Yeah,
But not being able to do what I want to do and love is also very hard to do, considering, they're working us, night and day.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I hear you.
I mean, my boss, for my job, my boss still works, but the rest of us are quarantined.
Yeah, that's how it is with us too.
Now, since we've gone over streaming, gaming, and a few other topics, let's talk about our actual lives. What we do for a living. Now, Anna, we know you work in a pawn shop. Ash, some people in the chat, what is it that you do exactly for a living?
Well, I'm a bartender at the moment. I have a lot of
There
things
you
that I
go.
would like
That's
to
what
do.
I'm talking
Yeah!
So I sling drinks. Yes, I do.
That's right. It's very essential, by the way.
Yes.
I know. You would think that. It would
How
be
come they
very
don't have
essential.
a bar full of people? Like, you need all these essential people. Need an essential place to have an essential drink, or they have to essentially slap some stupid people in the face. Like, there should be bars open for these essential people.
And essentially, I need to work, or I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Boring.
I need to get back
Bored.
to work. I started drawing again. You got to really focus on what it is that you can do at home, and be cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta accept it.
And during this time, we have so many options, but we have so little options at the same time.
The options are so overwhelming that I just want to lay in bed.
I've done that a few days.
I don't know what day it is. I've been doing it for a few days.
I'll be honest, I thought today was Sunday.
Is it not?
No, it's Monday.
No.
Oh, whoops.
Avi, what is it that you do for a living?
I am a technician for an entertainment company, but amongst other things, I'm a production coordinator and a stage manager, and I play the role of many hats. Officially, I'm an assistant production manager. That's my title on paper. But as far as what I do, it goes. I can't even explain to you what I do on a basis. I mean, if you just see some of the stuff, you just go to my page and check out some of the stuff. I do so much. I do weddings. I do Sweet 16s. I do corporate events. I do Broadway shows. I do backyard parties. I literally do anything where you can plug a light or a soundboard into a wall or a power distributor. I'm there. So like I'm pretty busy.
Now that sounds pretty essential, though.
Well, you would think so, but it's not as essential as you think.
That's sad. During these times, we need parties.
Yeah, we do.
God, just staying at home and not seeing everybody. I'll be honest, I miss school so much right now. As much as I hate it, I miss it. Just being able to see.
I thought you would miss it.
Yeah.
Something new.
Yeah. For me, I am a paralegal. I sit on my ass, type up papers, talk to courts and people. And it sucks so much. But hey, it pays the bills, you know?
I thought that was kind of a fancy job.
No. You would think, okay,
No.
for being my age and not having a full degree, being able to work as a paralegal, I got lucky. But do I want to work in law? No. Do I like working in law right now? No. When the coronavirus first started and quarantine first hit, I'm going to go on a little story. Everybody, I have to say, we had over 300 people call that day asking about court dates and if it's going to be moved, if they still have to have courts. And then when they found out that they had court, they got pissed and started screaming, bitching, and all of that. It was horrible.
Like maybe just don't do anything stupid in the first place. You wouldn't have to show up to court.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to name any names, but one of the
Simple.
guys my boss represents, he's been arrested 6 times for possession.
Oh my gosh.
Possession of what?
Marijuana and cocaine.
Bullshit! Why are they still arresting people for that?
Because we're in
Because-
Georgia. It's illegal here. And it's federally illegal.
It's just
Rude.
pot.
I know, right?
Literally.
It's so stupid. So,
People think it's like crack.
that's horrible.
God,
What is it a gateway to? The fucking fridge?
Usually good.
It opens the door
worst
of the wallet for snacks.
Watch me rob this bag of Cheetos of its orange color.
This
Oh,
ice cream tub gone. It's fine.
Flaming
I'm
hot
gonna
Cheetos.
eat this whole ice cream cake. Watch me.
Ooh. Oh, God. Let me guess. Do all of us smoke weed?
Cannot say.
I'm waiting for this podcast to end so I could go and smoke some weed.
Hell yeah.
That's like the first thing on my mind right now.
Anna, do you?
Oh, well, duh.
She's been spaced out the whole fucking time. She came in all
All geeky.
Oh, ready.
shit. She came ready and stoned. Fuck, I smoked weed, I took a shower, I cleaned my room, my high wore off real fucking quick. I have. Do you want to know how many beers
Okay,
I've drank
let's-
during this podcast? 1.
Let's be honest. When you're high and you take a shower, you sober up real fucking quick. Am I the only one that does that?
got
I
nothing to
sober
do
up
with
when I
it.
get out. I
It's
feel like I stay feeling nice through the whole thing. then I
yeah,
get
but
out
once
and
you
it's
get
gone.
out and it's gone. Yeah,
But I love that because it's like the best shower ever.
it really is.
Ever.
A high shower is the best shower.
Oh, 100%. Hands down.
Man, it needs to become legal here. But
It will. It'll be
Yeah.
the last date. Because you guys are so old fashioned.
we are, man.
like the most old fashioned.
Honestly, I would think Alabama would be the last state to become legal.
it'd be like a tie.
Between Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina, and Tennessee. That's a 4-way tie right there.
Yeah.
just them southern states. It's okay.
You guys would wait until it's federally legal and they can't say anything else about it. And then they would still try to arrest people on the low. 'Cause that's how you guys are.
Yeah.
Weed card. I have a New York State medical marijuana license, so they can't arrest me no more.
Oh, I need to get one.
Yeah, you just go online,
too.
and then a doctor video chats with you, and a physician will tell you if you're illegal, if you're good to get it, and you just be like, yeah, Here's my medical records. You're good.
Oh, I mean, I guess the doctors give out cards left and right out here in Florida, but it costs
Yeah,
like a couple
yeah,
$100.
basically.
So I was
You
waiting
just
to
walk
save
into
up.
the office and be like, yeah, hi. When they
Right,
ask you why do you want weed, you could just be like, 'cause I like smoking weed, and they'll just be like, here's your medical card.
Yeah, they'll just put a reason down.
Yeah, they'll just put pain. They'll write pain. That's what they'll write.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's it.
have actual reasons why I medically could anyway, if like they wanted to be real with it.
Yeah,
but-
me too. I like smoking weed.
Me, it'd probably what would it be? Anxiety, insomnia.
That's mine. Yeah.
All you have to do is degenerative
Lack of
disc
appetite.
chronic degenerative disc disorder. Everybody's got fucked up discs in their neck, whether you want to admit it or not. So that's
I
all
do.
you gotta do is my neck is
Oh, I
fucked
do.
up, and they'll give it to you.
My back, my neck, my back, everything's fucked up.
My neck, my back.
I knew you were
The
gonna do
rest
that.
right now.
I didn't want to say it.
I knew it, Amy. I knew it. But no,
Bro, you know I'm about to do it. Shit, man, I'm about to do everything.
hell yeah. I'm about to have another glass of whiskey. To be honest.
I made a whole drink and I haven't touched it because I made it too strong.
Hold up.
I'm
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that quick. There's no such thing as too strong.
I don't drink anything straight. I'm a wuss, okay? So
What
I
it-
put too much vodka in my drink.
Oh my
what'd you
God,
mix, though?
come on.
Curious.
What are you mixing it with?
Okay, well, peach tree and Sprite. So it's
Peach tree?
No.
So wait, so
It-
Peachtree, schnapps, and vodka. That's an airhead. That's the name of that drink. That's what that is.
it's delicious.
It is.
If
See,
you add
it's-
cranberry juice to that, it's even better.
See, I just
Yeah.
have honey jack on the rocks.
It's basically like a Sex on the Beach, but instead of juice, it's soda. So it's really good, but I just made it with too much vodka. And if you put too much vodka in your drink, it's like rubbing alcohol.
Nah, it's good.
No,
Pinch
it's
your
not.
nose. Hey, Ash, this is what you do. Open your throat, pinch your nose, take it all.
No, that really does not work.
I hate that. That makes it worse. Because I'm focusing on it more.
Yeah. See, I'm a vodka girl. I can do a shot and call it.
Tequila, baby.
Mm.
Yes, tequila.
No. I'm actually a wuss. I don't like any alcohol. Like the taste of it, it has to be mixed really nice.
That's why
I
I
love
think-
it. I love the taste of it.
I was just at the end of my bottle, so there wasn't enough for another drink at the end of it. So
Fuck it.
I just had to
Fuck
say
it.
fuck
Full
it.
send it, you know?
Fuck it. Full cup of vodka and a splash of Mountain Dew.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's a
Ooh.
tall cup too. So help.
it is what it is, man. I mean, mixing drinks is fun, but sometimes you just have those bad combinations.
Oh yeah, you got to know what and what not to mix.
I'm a bartender. Shit, I know what mixes with everything.
Are you making fun of me?
I'm not. Should I have been?
Maybe.
Probably, yeah, because I
Yeah.
was about to say something along those lines.
I mean,
No, I do know it's a mix though. It's like cooking, you know. You just if you would put the flavors together in like a dessert or something, you know, like peach and apple and cranberry, like just put things together that go together, but in a drink.
oh yeah.
And don't put too much of one thing.
Oh yeah.
Tequila, cinnamon,
Easy.
and an orange rind.
All right. Now, since we're on the topic of alcohol, AV, what's your favorite drink?
Favorite drink or just favorite liquor?
Ooh, both.
Do both.
All right, favorite liquor. I'm gonna go. I like beer, but if we're gonna go favorite alcohol, I'm gonna go like liquor. I'm gonna go Scotch. I'm a Scotch guy.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Favorite mixed drink. It's a toss between a Godfather or honestly, I keep it simple. I just do vodka soda.
Hey, that works.
So let's do a toss between a vodka soda or a Godfather. If you don't know
Have
what
you
a
had
Godfather
grapefruit
is.
vodka in soda?
Grapefruit vodka. I've had grapefruit gin. I made an Easter drink a few years ago with grapefruit gin.
Ooh.
The reason it glows in the dark is because grapefruit glows in the dark.
It
So I made a
does?
cocktail. Yeah, I made
It
a cocktail
does?
that glows in the dark using grapefruit juice. Yeah, because of the toxins or something like that.
That's
Oh my
interesting.
god.
Ash, what's your favorite?
Espresso martini
Ooh.
is my favorite.
Wait, what kind of vodka though? Not the Van Gogh. I hope not.
No, I like. There's like,
The
there's
Van
different
Gogh is
kinds.
trash.
I mean, I like Tito's personally. That's my go-to vodka. But I like espresso.
Tito's is
Vodka.
good.
I forget which one it is, but there's
Espresso vodka? Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah.
Is it the double espresso or the regular espresso?
double espresso.
Is
So
it in a
my
bottle with a blue label? It's a tall, thin bottle.
yeah,
It's the
yes.
Van Gogh. I hate that one. Yeah. That's
Really?
exactly-
Oh, I love
Van
it.
Gogh. No, I can't. It
Um,
makes me puke every time. It's nasty.
Oh no. Okay, so I mix that and then I'll put obviously Bailey's, but a little bit of Frangelico and then real
Frangelico's good.
espresso. Yeah, that's
Frangelico's
the
got it's
best.
because hazelnut. That's what's good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't use it. I don't really make that many cocktails. When I worked at the craft bar that I was at in the village, we didn't make enough cocktails with Frangelico. I made one, and it wasn't one of our signature cocktails on the menu.
See, like there's different kinds of bartenders. There's like beer bartenders. There's bar. There's wine bartenders, and then
Then
there's
there's
like
vodka
liquor.
soda. Yeah. Then there's
Yeah,
vodka soda, vodka
I'm a
cranberry bartenders.
cocktail bartender.
And then
Like
there's
I'm a
craft.
mixologist.
You're a craft bartender.
Yeah, like I like make mojitos. I worked at a fine dining restaurant. We had like over 30 sangrias on the menu. Like I'm a mixer. I think that shit is so fun.
100%.
I
It's
love it.
interesting. It really is interesting to see that.
Yeah, especially because I don't like the taste of alcohol. To like put a bunch of alcohol in a cup and make it taste good, like
Hey, it works.
right?
Anna.
Yep.
What is your favorite drink and your favorite liquor?
Straight up shots vodka following with a soda, Long Island iced tea for a drink, and then just
Whoa.
no drinking nights is just smoking.
Say that again. What's your favorite one?
Huh?
Long
Uh-huh.
Island
Hubba-da,
Ice.
hubba-da, hubba-da, hubba-da.
All right, it was shots of vodka followed up with Coke, Long Island iced tea, and
Wait.
then no drink.
Oh.
nights.
Shots of vodka?
Followed up with
Followed by
Coke.
Sprite. I should
Shots of
reiterate.
vodka's like the one shot. You don't take shots of vodka.
Oh yes, you can.
No.
That's like taking shots of
vodka's
gin.
gross.
You don't do shots of vodka. You don't do shots of gin. Those are mixing liquors. You do shots of whiskey and shots of tequila.
No, I don't do shots of tequila.
Who?
I get
You don't.
it out of the way.
Shots
sh-
of tequila
you're
makes
mess-
you do nasty things because it makes me do pretty dirty things.
Actually,
It
no. You
does.
know what? Patron XO is my favorite liquor, 100%. And that's I know that's tequila, but it doesn't taste
okay.
like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast has been brought to you by Support Force. We officially have to end because that was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Patron. What the fuck?
It's-
Says
I don't drink
$95 on a bottle of stuff
Uh,
that's basically piss water.
Did you hear what I said? Patron XO is not even regular Patron.
Oh,
So that's the
Patron
stupidest
isn't-
thing I've ever heard because it's
Patron
actually
doesn't
not
count as
regular tequila.
Patron shouldn't be made. Patron's bleh.
It's espresso.
Patron Cafe. That's what you're thinking
yeah.
of. I know what you're talking of. Yeah, no,
So it's
I'd
not
rather
piss
that.
water.
No, Patron is just they shouldn't make
Patron is disgusting, like regular Patron. I don't drink any regular
it.
tequila.
Casamigos is the
That
best.
shit's all
tequila.
nasty.
Ooh, Casamigos.
Well, I think Avion is
Casamigos
pretty
is
decent
good.
if you're gonna go with anything, but
All right.
I like the top shelf Casamigos. That's my stuff right there, baby.
For me, I would have to say straight liquor would be some Honey Jack.
really,
Yeah, I know, right? That's what he's been saying it all week, and I keep making fun of him.
Hey, I grew up in a whiskey family. We love whiskey like it's no tomorrow.
ew.
Yeah, but I like real whiskey, not Jack Daniels.
I grew
Yeah,
up.
like
Trust
Fireball.
me, you got.
Oh, really? That's like Walmart whiskey.
Yeah.
God,
Fireball
I hate
is-
Fireball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fireball is
Fireball.
really reliable. Okay,
That's-
Go with
Yeah,
Fireball.
it is. Yeah, it
Fuck
is. It really
cinnamon,
is.
that's what I say.
No, listen. When you have nothing and you have $10, you can get a bottle of Fireball, and it'll do the fucking trick.
It does.
And it's the best thing that you can get for that price. At that
Yeah.
point.
100%.
For the
We've
cheap-
been
You're
there.
talking
The
nips
lowest
for
money.
anything, just grab some Fireball. Just get it
You get,
over with, you know?
you get like 6 nips for like $1.50 and just get drunk. real quick.
Exactly.
For an actual drink, because I like to relax, I'm gonna say screwdriver.
Oh, that
Okay.
was my go-to when I first started drinking.
That's my on the beach drink.
I just enjoy
That's a fun one.
screwdrivers, sitting out
Just
back
sit
on
there
the
with an
porch,
orange juice and a fucking vodka.
and enjoy
I
my
love pina
screwdriver at the
coladas.
night.
I'm not a coconut guy. I don't like the tropical flavors.
Oh
Pina
my
coladas are
God,
good.
no.
I like-
Pineapple and
I like
coconut together is
martinis,
just
too.
The best.
I'll be honest, I like martinis.
do you like flavored martinis or the ones that are all vodka?
I like my dirty martini. I got dirty martini,
Oh.
shaken,
Gotta go
not
dirty.
stirred.
You mean
Obviously,
you mean vodka, water, and olive juice?
gotta be dirty martini,
practically.
man. You gotta have kettle, but it's got when I'm
Ew.
having a martini, it's gotta use kettle vodka. Kettle One vodka is the stuff. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Kettle over Grey Goose any day, because Grey Goose is like,
Grey Goose is the name. It's you pay for the name.
yeah, no, Grey Goose is not good at all. Tito's is actually way smoother, I think.
My mom loves Grey Goose, to be honest. That's the
Oh.
only vodka she buys.
I'm sure your mom is lovely, but I always thought the people that like Grey Goose are the same people that need to have like a Michael Kors purse, even though it's ugly.
Yeah, that's my mom.
Nah,
AV,
I feel you.
That's my
AV,
mom.
is that not my mom or what? You've talked to my mom, AV.
Whatever.
Is that not my mom or what? Need a
Yeah, I'd
Michael
say.
Kors purse? No.
Needs
All
to have a
right.
Michael
Dude,
Kors
I
purse,
have
even
a
if it's
Michael
ugly.
Kors purse and it lights up and it goes pew
Oh,
pew
lordy.
pew.
All
Wait,
right.
what?
Yeah,
what?
it's called the disco Michael Kors.
It's Michael.
Oh,
I did a
God.
video wall. I did an event, a video wall for Michael Kors. They do a thing Macy's every year. They have a display panel, and we did their Michael Kors wall, and they were displaying this new purse that they had, and it was a diamond encrusted Michael Kors logo on the side of the bag, and I'm like, why do you need to walk around where the logo on the bag costs more than the fucking bag? Like,
Let's be
you know
honest.
what I mean?
True. That's very true.
All right.
What are you doing? What are you
label.
doing with that?
Before
name.
we end, I have one last question to ask each and every one of you.
Oh, this is a secret question that none of us know about.
Yes.
Oh.
So I have a plan. I probably know how AV and Anna know about this. I am planning on getting a actual Java Minecraft server, and I want you three to be the mods of the server.
God.
Interesting.
I
Bro, you don't want me playing Java Minecraft, dude. I do some nasty things.
I want
Java
you playing Java Minecraft. You
Bro,
can
you're
go
gonna see some
wild.
nasty redstone.
That's
like,
okay.
I'm limited in Bedrock because I don't know how redstone works on Bedrock, bro. But you get me on Java, I know redstone off the back of my hand. I'm gonna make some
I
nasty.
want you to do what you want to do, AV. So what do you say? Yes or no, AV?
It depends. Who's hosting it? How are you gonna host it?
I'm going through a company. That
One
my
of those
friends use.
websites?
One of the websites my friends uses, and he's been using for the past 10 years.
Sounds good to me.
Anna,
What?
would you like to be on my mod? A mod on my Minecraft server? Yes or no?
A mod? What mod? Yes, of course.
Awesome. Now, Ash.
So, I know you have known me for quite a while. I don't play. I've never 1 minute of my life played Minecraft.
Can see that. But would you, if I had this set up?
I mean, I would. I don't know that I would really know what I'm doing. It sounds fun.
Awesome. Then I'll take.
So I mean, I'm
Minecraft.
down. I
Awesome.
think I have
So that's
it.
a yes.
Yes, that's a yes.
Sure.
Perfect.
I just wanted to brief you because I don't know what this whole Java
It's
PC
PC.
section is.
It's an actual PC version of Minecraft. Much better
Oh.
than console
Keyboard.
version.
Oh, really?
Yes, much better.
Yes and no.
I'm a
but
Redstone commanding person. I can do so much better on Java. than I
Dude,
can
redstone on
PC.
Java is dumb easy.
But it's so
Dude,
much
and
more
dude,
fun.
the amount of stuff that I could do with quasi connectivity on Java that I can't do on Bedrock is ridiculous.
And it makes it more fun. All right.
I'm kind of excited to get into Minecraft. Honestly, it always.
Yes.
Dude.
If only Bedrock was through all three platforms. And sadly, it's only between Xbox and PC right now. So, now, do any of you have any last words for the people out there that are watching the stream before we end? AV, any last
Say
words?
that again?
Do you have any last words for the viewers?
Any last words for the viewers?
Yes.
Stay tuned to this channel for more amazing Arks Army's podcast because we're going to be here every Monday. And also, go to Blah, 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 blah. Let me try again. Go to support. See, it's not always. I told you guys, it's not rehearsed. Go to supportforce.ca and join Support Force, the first ever cross-platform, multi-platform streaming Discord community on the planet that is truly made by the people for the people. That is made to support you on every platform, no matter what kind of content you create. Go to supportforce.ca and join now.
And also, go follow twitch.tv//anime789 and also twitch.tv/ashcasham on Twitch, and then go to www.dlive.tv/avxnation. Go follow them. They're wonderful people. I appreciate the three of you joining me on this Monday for the first ever Arks Army Podcast.
It's been fun. Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure having you.
It's been a good time.
It has been. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of the first episode of the Arks Army Podcast. If you have anybody that you want to watch this, I will be posting it on YouTube tomorrow or tonight, so each of you can go and view the episodes. If you miss one, go view it. If you are a person of my community and you miss a stream, go view it on YouTube. I'll be posting them. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Thank you, and goodbye.